Modern gaming is dead. Modern gaming's a chore. Modern gaming isn't fun. The issues with modern gaming. Over the last couple months, I've seen an increase of videos with titles just like this. And while I agree with a lot of things these people say, a lot of the criticisms they bring up are valid and should be talked about, I fundamentally disagree with the narrative that gaming is worse than it's ever been or that it's dead. I actually think that gaming is in the best place that it's ever been in. Let me explain. The first argument I see a lot of times is, well, whatever year you're watching this in, wasn't as good as whatever year I think is best. And I think this just comes down to personal preference and is fair. And I think there definitely is an argument to be made for the best year in gaming when looking at that year specifically. But I'd much rather be playing video games right now than in any other time in gaming history, because I can play any game from any time, whenever I want. Editor Elijah here. Correction. Any game that isn't a multiplayer game that had their servers shut down. RIP, press F to pay respects. I am still mad about Spellbreak. We as gamers have more options on games to play right now than ever before. These older games still exist and can still be played right now. You can go back and replay any of your favorite games whenever you want, or go discover an old classic you may have missed. The library of video games is a dizzying size, and has more to offer than you could play in a single lifetime. And every year, more titles get added, good and bad. And I know playing older games isn't as easy as it used to be, but you have options. Xbox has a fantastic backwards compatibility library. Then there's tons of emulators out there. Then you can go buy an older console and the game you want to play, and I know that's not as exciting as playing these games on the most recent piece of plastic, but it's still an option you have. And you can even buy a device that will upscale these older titles to a higher frame rate and resolution. Then Antstream Arcade alone offers 1,300 older games as a part of their service. On top of that, 2022 and 2023 have added a ton of amazing games, varying from pretty much any genre, giving players something new to play. The next argument I see is the plague of half-baked games launching. And again, this is a fair argument and an issue that needs to be fixed. But also, this isn't an industry-wide issue. For every Redfall, there's an Elden Ring. For every Golem, there's a Baldur's Gate 3. For every Cyberpunk, and I'm referring to its launch state, not how it is right now, there's a Tears of the Kingdom. There are still games now that launch as absolute bangers. And also, this age of updating games after launch has given games like Cyberpunk a chance to make an absolutely legendary comeback. This isn't an option that game devs had before. If a game was a stinker, and let's not pretend like all old games were good, it just sucked and your money was wasted. Now, if the development team cares enough, they can redeem their game. And so while I recognize the issues with games launching half-baked, I also recognize the opportunities that devs have to improve. Now we should probably talk about microtransactions, right?
Panic! Run for your life!
Microtransactions.
They're coming!
I know this is a controversial conversation, and I completely recognize the harm that microtransactions have and will probably continue to cause, but at the end of the day, you don't have to buy them. Diablo 4 is, I think, the perfect example of microtransactions at their worst. It was a $70 game with a battle pass and an in-game shop. There is absolutely no need for all of that. But you know what? I bought the basic version, played through the main story, some of the side quests, and didn't buy a single microtransaction, and had a fantastic time. And you can too. I see the industry's desire for more money, but the only way we're gonna actually beat it is to not give them our money. But I don't think as a whole, microtransactions are bad. They're a great way to make games free to play so more people can have that experience. And it also helps pay devs so they can continue to support the game for longer. I'm not saying we don't need a change in the business model or pricing, but I don't think completely removing microtransactions is the answer either. Battle passes make gaming a job. Again, you don't have to buy them or focus on them. You can play a game like Fortnite, Halo Infinite, or Diablo 4 completely on their own and still have a great time. And I mean this in the most genuine and polite way possible. If you aren't having fun with a game, don't play it. Not every game is going to cater to your tastes, and that's okay. I do, however, think we should continue to support games that do not have any microtransactions. Buying and playing games like Elden Ring, God of War, Starfield, and Tears of the Kingdom will show companies that we also want games like this. I think one argument that just baffles me is the lack of passion argument. Yes, 100% there are games that have come out as lazy cash grabs. But anyone who thinks the whole industry is like this is just wrong. Just in the last 2 years, we've gotten Elden Ring, Vampire Survivors, Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Starfield, Horizon Forbidden West, Armored Core 6, A Plague Tale Requiem, Tunic, Lies of P, Nobody Saves the World, Cult of the Lamb, Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Pentiment, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Evil West, the Dead Space remake. No, don't list all those good games. That goes against my narrative. We can only talk about the bad games, like Redfall and Gollum and Battle Passes. I just want to go back to the great years of gaming, like 2018, where we had amazing experiences like Extinction and The Quiet Man. I typically wouldn't list so many games, but I just really wanted to emphasize how amazing these last 2 years have been. And that's not even everything, just the ones I could think of off the top of my head. All of these games are made by passionate teams who wanted to make a good game. And this is going to continue. There will always be lazy cash grabs, and there will always be passionate teams making art. Consolidation. Oh no, Microsoft bought ABK. Gaming's a monopoly now. No, it's not. And it never will be. And you wanna know why? Because of indie devs. Right now, I think it's easier than ever to make a video game. And passionate people will continue to make and put out the types of games they want to play. Sure, yeah, we're gonna get some stinkers, but we're also going to continue to get amazing indie games for as long as we continue to play. And these games are going to redefine genres, create new genres, revitalize old ones. There's just so much variety there. Minecraft and FNAF are great examples of massive games that were both just started by one person. Hollow Knight was just a team of 3. Steam is filled with games made by passionate small teams. Iron Lung, Frog Song, Slay the Spire, Inscription, and many, many more. You just need to go out and try new games. I think that's a big reason that people feel this way. A lot of the complaints I've seen, like the person whose thumbnail I ripped off, focus a lot on long-running franchises. And yes, I completely agree. These long-running franchises, like Far Cry, Halo, Call of Duty, EA Sports, they need to be good, right? But if these are the only games you're playing, you are missing out on so many amazing experiences. I think gaming is at an all-time high. We're still getting banger games. Cloud and mobile gaming are opening the doors for more people to get into the hobby. The big 3, Sony, Nintendo, and Xbox, are still crushing it. Gaming subscription services are giving people a cheaper way to experience more games. We are getting, I think, a good balance of remasters and new IPs. The library of games to play increases every year. And people are calling out the BS from game companies, which has led to, and will continue to lead to, a better gaming experience for all. So why do people feel so negative about gaming these days? The answer is simple. They are blinded by nostalgia. Jacksepticeye has an amazing quote about nostalgia and growing up that I think applies just as much to video games as it does to YouTubers and their videos.
I miss the old Anthony or the old Sean.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't. You miss how you felt back when you were watching those videos at that time, because you were probably in school and you probably just came home from school and just watched videos all day and had a great time. But now you're growing up and now you have responsibilities and now you're in college and you have a job and you're probably stressed out a lot.
We all grew up playing amazing video games, and these experiences really shaped us as people. For me, I still remember carrying around a small box TV and my GameCube, setting it all up literally wherever I could just to play some Mario Kart Double Dash with my friends. I remember playing through Halo 3 for the first time and having dreams of going pro when I grew up. I remember countless nights staying up till 3 or 4 in the morning playing COD Zombies with my parents. I remember waking up on Christmas morning, opening up a new video game and popping it in for the first time. And I'm sure that you've had just as many positive experiences. These feelings and memories carry a lot of emotional weight for me and are something I long for. And something, if I'm being honest, I will never get back. But that's okay. Just because we've grown up doesn't mean gaming has failed. We just have a different outlook on life. And while we sit around arguing if gaming has died or not, kids right now are making their own memories, and will probably have these arguments when they grow up too. Your childhood, however, is over. But that doesn't mean you can't still enjoy gaming. So I challenge you, my friend. If you're feeling like gaming has died, take off your nostalgia glasses and go try something new. And you know what? If you do, and you still don't like what you're playing, that's okay. Maybe you've outgrown the hobby, or maybe you just need a break from it. But for me, and for a lot of people, we're going to keep going on new journeys and keep having the time of our lives. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to show your support for the video, you can always leave a like, subscribe. I also have memberships and supers available if you want to go the extra mile. But as always, just by watching this video, you've helped my channel out tremendously. So thank you. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. I'd love to get to talk to you guys. But for now, that is all, and I'll see you in the next one. Mother Goose out.